Good morning, students. Here we begin with the problem set of parallel lines. Let's start. The very first question in this is select the correct alternative and fill in the blanks in the following statement. If a transversal intersects the two parallel lines, then the sum of the interior angles at the same side of the transversal is equal to 180 degree. So the option number C is correct over here. Next one is the second one. The number of angles formed by the transversal of two parallel lines is equal to. Now the options given to us is 2, 4, 8, 16. So here these are parallel lines over here. Okay. So how many angles are formed? Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So how many angles are formed? 8 angles are formed. Okay. The transversal intersects two parallel lines. If the measure of one of the corresponding angle is 40 degree, then the measure of the other corresponding angle will be. Now we all know the properties of corresponding angle, that they are congruent. Therefore, the measure of the other pair or other corresponding angle will also be 40 degree. So the correct option in this particular problem is option number A. Then the next one, that is the fourth one. In triangle ABC, angle A is given to us as 76 and angle B is given to us as 48. We are supposed to find angle C. Now we all know the sum of all the angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. So what we have to do is we have to add these two angles, angle A plus angle B, and that whole thing you have to subtract it from 180 degree. So your answer turns out to be 124 degree. Last one, the two parallel lines are intersected by the transversal. If the measure of one interior angle is 75 degree, then the measure of other angle is. So alternate angles, we all know that alternate angles are congruent. So the measure of other angle will also be 75 degree. Next question. That is question number 2, which is based on the very first activity of parallel lines. You have to draw the parallel lines and you have to write all the pairs of congruent angles formed by the two parallel lines. Okay, so that you can see and you can write over there. So here I start with question number 3 now. Question number 3 is prove that if a line perpendicular to one of the parallel lines, then it is perpendicular to the other line also. So here we begin. What is given to us? Line L is parallel to line M. Okay, and this N is the transversal and line L is perpendicular to line L. Okay, what we have to prove? We have to prove that line N is perpendicular to line N. This we have to prove, right? Now we all know that line L is parallel to line M. Okay, as they are parallel, their corresponding angles will be equal. So angle A is equal to angle C. Now we all know that if a line is perpendicular to the base, perpendicular to the given line, that the angle so formed at the point of contact is 90 degree. So angle A is equal to 90 degree. Angle A is equal to 90 degree. Now line L is parallel to M, right? So angle A will be equal to angle C. This angle is equal to this one, right? So here measure of angle C turns out to be 90 degree. Therefore line N is perpendicular to line M. I hope it is clear. Fourth one, in the figure, measure of some angles are shown. Using the measure of, find the measure of angle X and angle Y, and hence show that the line L is parallel to line M. Now in solution, this angle X is equal to angle 130 degree. Okay, why they are equal? Because they are vertically opposite angle. Okay, now this angle X plus 50 is equal to 130 plus 50, that is equal to 180 degree. Now as these two angles are forming between the two lines, right? So the two lines are parallel by interior angle test. Okay. Now this is clear. After that, angle y we have to find out. So measure of angle 50 will be equal to measure of angle y. Why it is equal? Because they are vertically opposite angles. Next, fifth one. Line AB is parallel to line CD and line EF line EF and line OP is their transversal. If y is to z is equal to 3:7, then find the measure of angle x. Okay. So here measure of angle x we have to find out. Here is angle x, right? What is given to us? Y is to z. This y is to z is equal to 3:7. This is given to us. Now we will consider one of the angle over here, that is angle A. This one. Okay. Now here AB is parallel to CD and this QR is the transversal. So angle X will be equal to angle A, corresponding angles. Okay. So angle A is equal to angle X. This is my equation number 1. Okay. Now after that, CD is parallel to EF. Okay. CD is parallel to EF and again QR is the transversal, right? So as they are parallel, angle A will be equal to angle Z. Alternate angle test, right? This will be my equation number 2. This is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. Okay. From 1 and 2, what do we conclude? Angle A is equal to angle X. Angle A is equal to angle Z. From this we conclude that angle Z is equal to angle X. Right. Now y is to z is equal to 3:7. Now in place of z I can substitute x. Why? Because z is equal to x. So y is to x is equal to 3:7. Now we will consider one of the common multiple as m. So the measure of y will be equal to 3m and measure of x will be equal to 7m. So angle y plus angle x is equal to 180 degree as it is interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Okay. So here 3m plus 7m is equal to 180 degree. 3m plus 7m is 10m equal to 180 degree. So what will be value of m? Value of m will be equal to 18 degree, right? Now that value of m I'll substitute in angle x. We need to measure angle x, right? So angle x is equal to 7m, that is equal to 7 into 18. When I multiply that, the answer for that is equal to 126 degree. I hope it is clear. Next is problem number 6. In figure, if line Q is parallel to line R, line P is their transversal, and if one of the angle A is equal to 80 degree, then we are supposed to find the value of F and G. Okay, solution here we begin. Now Q is parallel to R. Q is parallel to R and P is the transversal, right? So angle A is equal to angle E. So angle A equal to angle E, but measure of angle A is 180 degree. So what will be measure of angle E? It will be equal to 180 degree. By which test they are congruent? By corresponding angles they are congruent, right? After that, angle E is equal to angle G. Why angle E is equal to angle G? Because they are forming vertically opposite angles. Okay. So what will be value of G? It will be equal to 80 degree. Right. After that, measure of angle G plus measure of angle F is equal to 180 degree. Why 180 degree? Forming linear pair over there. Right. So I'll substitute value of G to find value of F. So 80 plus f is equal to 180 degrees. So what will be my measure of f? It is equal to 100 degree. Next one. Now here we have to prove. What is given to us? The given part is, in the figure, if line AB is parallel to CF and line BC is parallel to ED, prove that angle ABC is equal to angle FDE. Okay. So for our convenience, what I have done is, I have extended this line so that it becomes easier for us. Otherwise, we are confused in doing the problem, right? But it is very easy problem, right? Now what is given to us? Given part is BC. Now find out BC. BC is parallel to ED. And here I'll consider AB as the transversal. As AB is the transversal, ABC is equal to angle BED. Okay. Which angle they are forming? They are forming corresponding angle. This is my equation number 1, right? Now here, that is my equation number 1. Then again I'll consider AB is parallel to CF. And now this time we will consider ED as the transversal. As ED is the transversal, the angle forming over here, that is angle BED, is equal to angle EDF, right? Now which angle they are forming? They are forming alternate angles. This is my equation number 2. Now observe equation number 1 and equation number 2. What do you observe? Angle ABC is equal to angle BED and angle BED is equal to angle FDE. So from 1 and 2, what do we conclude? We come to the conclusion that angle ABC is equal to angle FDE. I hope it is clear. Last problem now. That is problem number 8. In figure, line PS is a transversal of parallel lines AB and CD respectively. If ray QS, ray QY, ray RX and ray RY are angle bisectors, then prove that quadrilateral QXRY is the transversal. Line AB is parallel to line CD. Line AB is parallel to line CD. These two lines are parallel. Okay. And this PS is the transversal. So interior angles are forming at the point of where the bisectors are drawn. So I'll take that two angles. So the two angles are angle BQR. This angle BQR is equal to angle DRQ. Right. They are forming interior angles over there, as interior angles are supplementary. So angle BQR plus angle DRQ is equal to 180 degree. Now what I am doing? I am dividing this equation by half. Sorry, I am dividing this equation by 2 or multiply by half. Okay. So it will be half into angle BQR plus half into angle DRQ is equal to half into 180 degree. Half is not written. I'll write over here. Okay. Then what is half of angle BQR? Okay. What is half of angle BQR? Now I'll not consider this part. Which part I'll consider? I'll consider the inner part. Why? Because we are interested in that part. Because we have to prove that the quadrilateral is a rectangle. So I'll take the inner part. So that inner part is YQR. Okay. That is half of angle BQR. Similarly, angle YRQ is half of angle DRQ. Right? So here these two angles is equal, sum of that two angle is equal to 90 degree. This is my equation number 1. Okay. Now there is a triangle forming over there. I'll call that triangle as triangle YQR. So when I add all the angles of the triangle, then what will be the measure? It will be equal to 180 degrees. So angle YQR plus angle QRY plus angle YRQ is equal to 180 degree. Now two angle sum is 90 degree, right? So it will be 90 plus angle QYR equal to 180 degree, right? So angle QYR is equal to 180 degree. So this angle we have proved that it is equal to 180 degree. Fine. Now similarly, I can prove that the sum of these two angle is 180 degree. Sum of these two angle is 90 degree. So ultimately the measure of this angle will be measure of angle X will be 90 degree, right? Then now as QR is the bisector, if I take this angle as X, this angle is X, so this will be also X, this as Y, so this is also Y, W, Z, Z, right? So bisectors are making the angle. Now I'll add up all the angles inside the quadrilateral. So it will be what? It will be equal to angle X plus angle R plus angle Y plus angle Q. That will be equal to 360 degree. Now X and Y is equal to 90 degrees. So it turns out to be 180 degrees. So what is the measure of angle Q plus angle R? That is 180 degree. Now angle Y, angle Q is equal to X, and angle means X plus Y it will be, and here below it will be Z plus X or Z plus Y. Okay, so when I add that, the sum turns out to be 90 degree. So all the measures of this particular quadrilateral is 90 degree. All the measures of angle is equal to 90 degree. Therefore quadrilateral QXRY is a rectangle. So in this way we complete the problem set of chapter number 2. In the next video or in the next part we will do the test based on parallel lines. Thank you.